Well, there's only two things that you could think as the anti-argument against Bitcoin. You could either believe that it's not real, or you could believe that it's actually going to get banned by the US government. And naturally, he broke down that argument, and he stated that both of those sides of the argument, they're wrong. If Bitcoin's not going to zero, it's going to million. Here's exactly what Michael had to say on CNBC.
You've made a significant bet on Bitcoin, so if all of this maturity occurs and if you see all of this flush cash getting wiped out of the system, this, in a sense, leveraged money, could that then be that you see Bitcoin coming down considerably and then you stand to lose quite significantly?
We don't see it that way. We actually see it the opposite, which is the big question forever has been, is this real? And if it's real, is it going to be banned? The deniers said this wasn't real, and of course, they're being discredited as the administration and Congress and regulators embrace Bitcoin. And the skeptics have always said, well, it's real, it's better than gold, but it's so good, it's too good to be true, and the government's going to ban it. So if the deniers are wrong, and if the skeptics are wrong, and it's pretty obvious they're both wrong at this point, it's not going to zero. And if it's not going to zero, it's going to a million, because it's obviously better than gold at everything that gold wants to be. And if it was just worth what gold's worth, it'd be 500,000 a coin. So I really think we've crossed the chasm there with the bill that was put on the Capitol floor today by two senators, a Democrat and a Republican, and with Janet Yellen's speech at American University April 7th, where she recited the legend of Satoshi Nakamoto and explained why digital assets are critical to the future of the United States. People are realizing that this is a real thing that's going to be with us. And Bitcoin is, like it or not, it's unique. There really is no network in the world that has its level of adoption or its level of security. And if I put $500 billion on the table and gave it to you and said, create another one, you couldn't create another Bitcoin for $500 billion right now. So I'm very bullish about where we're headed from here.
Now, that's a great articulation of what exactly Michael's views are. And of course, he's not just talking. He's taken billions and billions of dollars. He's invested it into Bitcoin. It sits on his personal balance sheet and also at his public company. If Bitcoin's not going to zero, it's going to a million. But not because that's just some price hopium, but because instead, it's the hardest soundest money the world's ever seen. And naturally, it does everything that gold does, just better. And so seeing somebody like Michael Saylor go on national television, talk to Wall Street, public companies, and the average investor, and explain exactly why both the skeptics and the haters are wrong, is exactly what Bitcoin was built to do.